We saw the Caitlin Clark effect. We saw the influx in fans.
People were willing to pay up to see this preseason game has now set the new ticket price high for anything that Caitlin Clark, any game she has played.
Can we all agree that Caitlin Clark's WNBA preseason is one for the record books? Ticket prices have entered another dimension as Clark shattered yet another record of her own, and Indiana Fever fans are throwing cash like it's the NBA Finals, except it's not, it's the preseason. Yet here we are the moment tickets went live, wallets emptied like it was Black Friday at Amazon, and once again Caitlin Clark is at the center of a sports moment. So surreal brokers are probably still recovering. In this video, we're breaking down 5 records she just snapped in half before the regular season even had a chance to stretch.
Average paid price of $440 per ticket. Somebody moves the needle when people are willing to pay ginormous amount of money. Is that a word? A massive amount of money to see Caitlin Clark play ball.
Let's be clear, this wasn't some primetime showdown with championship implications. This was a glorified warm-up game, a preseason clash, and yet the hype made it feel like a Game 7. What made it different? Caitlin Clark stepping onto the court. That's what meanwhile Indiana's front office is working like secret agents plotting a master plan to turn this team into a WNBA empire, and Clark is the crown jewel. It's not strategy, it's a sports coup.
The WNBA saw a boom like we have never seen. We saw Caitlin Clark come into the league. We saw the Caitlin Clark effect. We saw the influx in fans who flooded to the WNBA, and many of those were there for Caitlin.
Still wondering why this matters? Hang tight, we're about to dissect the exact moment Caitlin Clark turned preseason basketball into a national spectacle and what 5 records she just broke. And if you're already in the CC fan club, go ahead and drop record breaker in the comments.
Caitlin Clark, in that, has become arguably the most influential basketball player in the world, both on the men's and the women's.
Let's start with that jaw-dropping stat, 440. That's what fans were shelling out on average for a ticket to see Caitlin Clark and the Fever face off against Brazil's national team in a friendly exhibition. But with Clark in the mix, it was anything but casual. The venue was Carver Hawkeye Arena, her personal coliseum where she made history in college, and for the first time ever, a WNBA preseason game was picked up by ESPN. Another record set because when Clark plays, the world watches.
Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena is the most in-demand event involving Clark, with a, quote, average paid price of $440 per.
And what's even more mind-blowing is that she beat her previous record for highest ticket average, 411. This was set during her now iconic March 3rd game against Ohio State, where she broke Pete Maravich's all-time college scoring record. That was a monumental moment, but now we're here breaking those numbers during a preseason game. Some people go viral once Clark does it. The moment she sneezes, prices range from 146 nosebleeds to a high roller's 6,000 courtside. Oh, and guess what? The arena sold out in 15 minutes. That's not a crowd, that's a movement.
Finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. Didn't take long for them to be gone.
And let's not forget, this isn't her WNBA debut, it's year 2. Most players see a drop in buzz after their rookie year, but Clark's stardom has evolved into a gravitational force. She's not peaking, she's compounding. What we're witnessing isn't temporary. It's a tectonic shift in who holds the power and excitement in this league.
Ain't nobody paying $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play ball, especially when there are tickets. There was a ticket available for $29. $29 to see Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky play at the LSU.
Returning to Iowa wasn't just sentimental. It was seismic. National outlets, including the Associated Press, confirmed this was the highest average ticket price ever recorded for a basketball game across any level, men's, women's, or college. Clark is in her own lane now, and the scary part is she's only getting better. The preseason hasn't even started, and she's already warping the league's economy.
They were all gone before general sale to the public even started. Clark and the Indiana Fever are returning to the University of Iowa for a WNBA preseason game against the Brazilian national team. That game is on.
Let's dive into the receipts. Since Clark arrived in Indiana, The team's ticket prices have gone through a transformation that would make Wall Street weep. For road games this season, the average jumped to $272, up from $171 during her rookie season. That's a 59% leap. In the real world, that kind of spike gets regulators involved. At home, it's even more bananas, from 92 to 197, more than double. That's not a bump, that's a boom. Clark is no longer just the most influential player on the court. She might be the most financially essential athlete in pro basketball today.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
But this transformation isn't accidental. The Indiana Fever didn't just sign Clark and throw her to the wolves they built around her. Think of it as constructing the perfect laboratory for basketball innovation with Clark as the mad scientist. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about domination. Enter Sophie Cunningham. She's not just a savvy vet, she's basketball royalty herself. And her decision to join the Fever was a public vote of confidence in Clark's superstardom.
Sophie Cunningham is pumped to play with Caitlin Clark, even comparing her new teammate to a WNBA legend.
She didn't just praise her, she compared her to a young Diana Taurasi. Yes, that Taurasi, the one with rings, medals, and a legacy carved in granite. Cunningham said Clark's ball distribution and floor IQ mirror Diana Taurasi at her peak, but spicier, flashier, and somehow even more dangerous.
I think anytime you play with the GOAT of our team, or the GOAT of our game, you're going to learn a lot. You know, you have to be ready for the ball, head on a swivel at all times. And the way that she throws the ball is a lot how DT threw it. I think this is just the younger version of her, so she has a little bit more energy, a little bit more spunk. I miss DT in her prime, but doesn't mean she wasn't great when I played with her. But honestly, at the end of the day, everybody can shoot, right? If you're cutting and you're open, you're going to get the ball. And so you just have to be ready for that. And I'm excited for that. And I think you'll see 1 through 5 is interchangeable. And so you'll see the 5 bring the ball down. So it's going to be a little different for other teams to play defense against.
But Sophie was only the first domino the Fever added. Dana Bonner, one of the few defenders last season, who even remotely slowed Clark down.
She felt the team was gelling, and how she felt about the addition of DeWanna Bonner. She basically said that when she talks, people listen. And she kind of wants to win it all for her. Here it is.
GB's been tremendous, and obviously, not only as a leader, she's a tremendous basketball player too, and she's won championships. She knows what it is. So when she speaks, everybody listens. So I think that was a piece of the thing we were missing last year. It's we didn't really have that inside of our locker room. So just really grateful for that, and just the way she talks as she leads. For me as a second-year point guard, I want to win for her. This is the end of her career. She deserved it.
Stacked more firepower with Brianna Turner, Natasha Howard, and filled out the roster with Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell. This isn't a roster. This is a rebellion, a counterattack against the league's long-standing powerhouses. Indiana just skipped the rebuild phase. They're in contention mode now.
Everything is just absolutely new. It feels really good. It feels fresh. It's kind of like when you take your clothes out the dryer, kind of like fresh. It just feels different, and it feels good because we have new leadership, we got new players, we got vet leadership, so I think all that combined just makes for a good atmosphere. It feels good.
How does that help you guys elevate even more for the players who are returning?
It makes it easier. I remember this time last year, it didn't feel good. So we have to get that in order for people to start playing well. It's like the domino effect. But I think once your culture is kind of established, how you guys see it now, I think it makes everything else way easier.